We return our starting place kicker and field goal kicker, and kickoff specialist. Return our starting punter, our starting long snapper, and our primary returners. So really the only specialist position that graduated was our holder in Adam Galzinski, who did a great job. But everyone else just returns into their starting role, which certainly gives us an advantage. Dan Sobolewski had an outstanding freshman year for us. I mean, he hit what ended up being a game winner, forced overtime to help us win the game in overtime against Stevenson, 47-yarder school record as a freshman. The biggest thing that we're looking for from Dan as a sophomore is consistency. I think we were 50% on field goals, and we missed a couple extra points last year, but that's going to happen, as a freshman. But Dan worked extremely hard this offseason, got a lot stronger in the weight room. His distance, his range has improved, I think, dramatically. But more importantly, because Dan always had a strong leg, was his consistency has improved. So if he just keeps getting better, through fall camp and through the season, I think he can really help make special teams the catalyst for us this fall. Same thing goes at punter. I mean, TJ, really blossomed last year as punter. He led the conference in punt average as a junior in his first year as a starter. He's worked extremely hard at his punting as well as throwing the ball. So I'm expecting TJ to be even better this year as a senior. And again, I think his level of consistency has improved steadily through last season, through the spring, and I expect it to continue to improve here through the fall. JT Harding returns as long snapper. JT is he's the best long snapper I've ever coached. He's been a 4-year starter here. He's a 5th-year senior, returning for his final year of eligibility. And he's an NFL caliber long snapper, and there's scouts that are looking at him now. So when you have him snapping the ball on punts and on field goals, it certainly helps in protection and prevents you from getting blocked. He's really invaluable, to us as not only as a defensive tackle, but as a long snapper. And then our primary returners, come back. We featured 3 guys last year between punt return and kickoff return, and all 3 of them are back. Drew Peterson, primary returner, Dev Clark, and Dan McNair. And all 3 of these guys are seniors, 3 senior returners. So, they all have different strengths and weaknesses. Being seniors, they all have the experience to make great decisions and avoid, giving the ball back, to the opponent, certainly. And they're able to make great decisions to do that. Dan and Dev probably have a little bit more explosiveness. Dev has size to go with that explosiveness. Dan, has a lot of speed and elusiveness where, he can make people miss and hit the corner and disappear. Drew Peterson he's big, he's strong, might not have the same level of explosiveness as those other guys, but exceptional decision maker, and he always gets us the ball back and always gets us positive yards. And you got to have a guy back there that you can trust. So you'll likely see those 3 guys back there in our kickoff return, all 3 of them, and then in our punt, whether we're going with 1 punt returner or 2 punt returners as our set, you'll see probably all 3 of them back there at some point, depending on what we're looking to do. And then at the holder position, a guy that we worked with a lot this spring was Ryan Wade. Ryan's our backup quarterback, very capable as a quarterback, and I expect him to certainly, if not challenge, TJ, certainly push him, to get better. And he's going to be hungry, fighting for playing time, because that's the type of player he is. But in the meantime, we've got him, working as our holder, and did a great job working with Dan in the spring, and expecting him to be capable in that capacity. Other than that, really, we didn't lose many of our key special teams players anywhere else. I mean, our kickoff team, returns like 10 guys from last year's squad. Our punt team returns like 9 guys from last year's squad. Kick return unit is, again, about 9 returners total. So, really the key players that we had last year on special teams return. So again, I think we always talk about special teams being the difference maker, being the catalyst for us, and I think we have the pieces in place for that to happen for us in 2013.